Hi everyone. How is everybody doing today? This is Alana at Sleepless Stamper in Winnipeg in Canada. And I'm just getting everything loaded on my page so I can follow along with you guys. See if you've got any comments as we go. There we go. Now hopefully it works better today without the blurriness. And hopefully we don't, hi Ramona, bang things around quite so much. Let me know how things are looking for you at your end. It looks clearer for me today, so hopefully that's the case for you. Just try to fix this a little so it's bright but not too much there. Okay. Just trying to get, there we go. Now I can see your comments. Sorry for the delay there. Hi, Linda. How are you guys doing tonight? I can't see who else is there yet. Hi, Amber. Much clearer. Good. Hopefully it stays that way tonight. That was kind of annoying or very annoying yesterday. My apologies for that. So I have, if you haven't seen it, I posted the winners of the guessing challenge. Hi, Janet. And I don't know if you guys have seen them. Let me know if you saw the winners or saw the correct answers. I'll give you guys a second to answer that before I go ahead and give you the information in case you didn't see it. The prize is a sheet of, I have them sitting right here actually. So they will get, one person won 2 of them actually, and another person won 1 of them. So the prize is a half sheet of each of the new in colors. So they're going to get all of this. They are going to get another half sheet of each of the returning or new core colors. Missed one here. So they are going to get all of this. And the person who won both or 2 of the questions will get a full sheet of each. So they are going to get all of this. I thought that that was kind of a fun way for them to get a sampling of all of the newer returning colors. And I'll just check the comments here and see if anybody, did you guys see the answers to the questions? The first question was, how many sets did I have retire? The second question was, how many cards did I design from when I started stamping again in March until the end of April? And the last question was, how many cards did I make in that time frame? So the answers were, I had 62 sets retire. That is more than ever, though I think I also had the greatest percentage of sets from the mini carry over because I didn't have as many sets from the mini as I usually do. And then I designed 85 cards and I created 182 cards. So that was, those were the answers. So Maria was the winner of the closest to, without going over for the number of sets retired. She guessed 59. And then Melanie guessed, oh gosh, I think it was 79 maybe, or something like that. 59 maybe cards designed. I can't remember what it was, what her guess was, but anyhow, maybe it was 79. And then Maria won the one again that was, how many cards did I make during that time frame? So I wish I could say it was 300. Somebody guessed 300. It was not that close, but it was a lot of cards. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so we chatted yesterday. The catalog is live. I promised to post the registration link for shares. That is posted on my page. So if product shares interest you and you want to get a sampling of any of the new, there's an option for all of the ribbon. There's an option for just the new ribbon. There is an option for specialty DSP, the DSP, and then the embellishments. So you guys can sign up there. Once the spots are full, then I will get them ordered. And I will keep in touch with you if anyone signs up to let you know how close we are to getting full with the 8 for paper and 5 for ribbon and embellishments. And then I'll be back with other information on classes and stuff like that coming up, and the dates for the reward classes. I'll get you guys those as well. So how about I make this card for you guys? I will do that first, or I will do that now. I was telling you guys that I participated in a swap. and they have been coming throughout the week. And I've been getting lots of cards from Linda too. Thank you very much, Linda. I always love opening mail from you. But I got this card in my swaps. So it's this fancy fold. And gosh, I don't even know what stamp set this person used. And her name isn't on the back of the card, so I'll have to figure out who made this one. But it's a fancy fold. So it folds at the middle and then it props there. You guys might be faster at looking up which set that is than I am. I didn't go look it up. I just really liked the fancy fold, and I thought that I would use that with Zoo Crew for you guys tonight. So this is the fold that I'm going to do, and I will show you the prop for mine. So I use this cute little accordion playing bear. I think he's so cute. I went with the music theme on this one, and then I used that little frog as the prop. So I don't have to do any fancy stamping, just the greeting. But look at what it looks like this way. This kind of swivels on that fold there. So it looks like, at first when I took this out of they all have to come in a clear envelope. So when I first took it out of the clear envelope, I thought it was one of those ones where this acts as the locking mechanism and slides up the middle. So I tried to slide it up, and instead it popped up like this. And I thought that was really neat. So that was my inspiration to create this one with the Zoo Crew for you guys. So I will get into making this one. And there's so many cute characters. You could make a ton of these cards with all those cute little characters in there. I probably could have used green cardstock on the back of that. I went with black because my base was black, but I probably should have done lemon lime twist. That's okay. Tell me in the comments. I actually didn't prep that little strip. So tell me, do you think I should switch it to lemon lime twist for this one? I might do that. All right, so I'm going to put the other one aside, and I will show you guys the sets that I used. Oh, Janet, I was going to tell you, I didn't send the picture, but it is this little curtain tie back that looks like the wieners. Janet was asking me which set it was. It's these two little dies right there, or that one die with the two little pieces. So this is the Zoo Crew, or Zany Zoo dies, the Zany Zoo stamp. I'm just using the greetings and the little music notes from the stamp set. The rest will be from the DSP. And then I have the radiating stitches. These are expected back in May 15th. So if you want those to be on if you want to be on a wait list for those, let me know. They are going to be my go-to in place of stitched rectangles. So I have a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5. I have a basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have 2 pool party pieces that are 2 by 5 1/4. Third time's the charm. What was I going to say? Oh, and if you guys wish to share, please do, and then come back and comment that you have done so, just so that I know that you have and can count you in the draw. I have the radiating stitches shape, and then this one's just cut a little bit bigger. So this is 2 3/4, I think, by 4 1/8. Yes, 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. Does that to me sometimes too, Janet. Okay, and then this piece here is 2 by 5 1/4, and it is embossed with I call it crosshatch. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's from the 3D Basics embossing folders that are also an online exclusive and also unavailable. I don't know if you guys can see that texture. I'm trying to hold it a little closer on it. There you go. So that one I used on this half here. I also used just a little label from Timeless Arrangements. That is these ones that you guys have seen me use a lot already. I just wanted something that would stretch across here to act like the prop that I could put the frog on. I thought the frog would look a little lost there all by himself. So I just wanted to put him on something. So those are the supplies I have. And then I've got the DSP, of course, so I will cut the DSP down and I will fussy cut these little characters. Let me know what you guys think about... It is so cute, Linda. I'm glad that you're changing your mind about it. Let me know if you guys think I should switch this out for lemon lime twist. I'm thinking I'm going to, but hi Brenda, how are you? Brenda, I don't know if you saw the video where I announced the winners of the cards. You won one of those cards, so I have some mail for you, and I have your catalog that I got spiral bound for you as well. Okay, so it like breaks my heart to cut into this DSP, but I think what I need to do is order a second package that is just for using the black side, and then I don't need to worry, or the black and white side. Then I don't need to feel so bad about chopping into it, because it feels so sad to cut into them. Does that sound ridiculous? They're just adorable. So it makes me kind of sad about it. All right, so it's these two patterns here. And I need to give you guys some measurements for the DSP actually. So the DSP is, I want to say 1 3/4 by 5. Yeah, 1 3/4 by 5. So I need to cut that down. And I purposely didn't cut it down ahead of time because I wasn't committed to chopping into anything. Look at that little guy. I have to cut into him. So I'm just gonna cut a 1 3/4 strip here. That means I've gotta slice into those guys. These ones are so cute, this DSP, Brenda. Thanks for sharing, guys. And of course, I went and left my other cutter, the long one, in the other room. So my apologies. I always forget something. Sorry about that, everybody. I hope you guys chatted amongst yourselves while I was gone. All right, so 1 3/4. I probably should have. So sad to slice into that little doggy. There's a full dog on the back of my, I just want to double check my measurement before I cut this, on the back of the sample card. Okay, so yes, it is by 5. It's that whole measure twice, cut once, especially when you are slicing into such adorable paper. Okay, so I have 2 of those, and then now I can cut my cute little characters, which are going to be off of this sheet here. I was tempted to switch it out on one of them and use the elephant, but I've used the music note stamp here. And so I thought I would just stick with what I've already done. Sorry you guys have to watch me. It is a door. And yes, we have doors on. I had to close it on Ruby yesterday because she kept trying to get in here. She wants to climb up in my lap, and well, that's not going to work very well while I'm trying to stamp. I mean, sometimes she's in my lap while I'm stamping while it's just me, but not so great on a live. You'd have her head trying to sit right here. So I usually cut around the little character first, or whatever it is that I'm fussy cutting from DSP. And then I'm gonna have to cut up to here to get this guy here. Just get it closer to the image first, than trying to fight with doing a nice close trim while it's still attached to the full sheet of DSP. The music notes are so cute on this too, but I did not fussy cut little music notes. I stamped them instead. Yeah, we have doors on the rooms. I get to close it sometimes to, I don't know, go live. We had to prop a door up when I did some lives before, or team meetings. Janet loves fussy cutting. Yeah, Janet, you should be here fussy cutting for me. Just kidding. If Lena were here, she would fussy cut for all of you, right? I tie the bows, she fussy cuts. This little bear is so cute. You can also, whoopsie, color this paper. I was saying yesterday that I don't know that I would use blends, but with the watercolor pencil crayons, or pencils, sorry, you could use those. You probably could even use the regular markers. And I don't know if you guys know this, the markers were, reconfigured. I didn't want to say reformulated, but they have a different tip on them now. I had a half price item to use the other day, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't think to get the markers, because at this point I don't even have markers for all of the new colors. I thought, well, I don't want to get the new changeover kit because I'll just get the new style in all of them. So I didn't get the changeover kit, but there's still time. So if you have the markers and you don't want to replace them all with the new style, there is an item in the catalog where you can purchase just the 11 new or returning colors. So that's a lot more budget friendly to do it that way. Not funny. It's good therapy. It's either torture or therapy, right? The fussy cutting, thankfully, as a whole, crafting is just good therapy. I find it easier, if you have never seen this before, to turn the paper than to turn my scissors. If no one has ever taught you that, it is much easier to rotate the paper around than continually have to twist your scissors around. Maybe I could learn to talk. It's not really a tongue twister, but I'll catch up with the comments again when I am not cutting around a little froggy's fingers. Are they actually called fingers? What are they called on a frog? And what instrument is he playing? I've heard it called a few different things. A flute, or I'm not sure. Ethan used to play the flute. That was the instrument he played in middle school band. All right, so those are fussy cut now. That was like the hardest part of the whole card. I feel like we all need to get together and craft sometime soon. Seeing you guys here in the comments, I feel like we're missing seeing each other in real life. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I have this layer from Radiating Stitches, a recorder. Oh my gosh. Frogs have toes. That sounds like it's probably right. Oh, Linda, you like fussy cutting. I'm so glad that some people love it. I like it in limited quantities. When I have to do like 40 swaps, then it's like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? But anyhow, I have done that before too. Or I don't know. It's just, it has a good impact though. So with this little guy here, I blended some Pool Party ink over the background. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll dry it, and then I'll stamp the greeting. So my apologies, I am using the Stamparatus today to do that, but I wanted to make sure that I got a nice greeting on there. So I'm going to move these guys aside for now. I have my blending brush and Pool Party ink. So you want to dab off. I think I was telling you guys a while ago that my Pool Party is in dire need of being re-inked, and I still haven't done it. The biggest reason I haven't is that I like being able to just blend without having to worry about a big blot in the middle of my project, because I do this a lot. There we go. We'll do a little bit more. Maybe a little more. There we go. Now, I also added a little bit of Pool Party blends over top of that. So just a little spatter. Sometimes I like when there's just a little bit of detail behind the main character, the feature layer, and that way it doesn't blend in quite so much. That white bear on the white background was a little plain, so I just gave him a little bit of color. And then I also added, for a little bit of extra detail, they might be mostly hidden behind him now, but there's a few water spots. So I am just going to move my card out of the way. I'm going to move the little characters out of the way. And I'm just putting a little bit of water. This mat is laminated, so I'm just putting a little bit of water there so that I can pick that up off of there. And I'm just going to tap that. I don't want it too wet, so that's why I just put a little pool there. So I could just pick some up instead of squeezing it into the tip, because I sometimes find if I do that, I have too much and I get too big of blobs. All right, so now I can put this away, and I'll just quickly grab my heat gun. This is not, that is running clear. If in case you guys are wondering, wait a second, you're gonna get dark blue ink on there. This is just kind of stained from yesterday, but it's running clear. It's not coming off in that color. I used that in the Starry Sky refill yesterday. And I did go back and fix the, I'll have to bring it out and show you guys. You probably knew I was going to do that. Tell me how many of you knew I was gonna go fix the watercolor that I blended behind the lion yesterday. I said I was going to leave it, and then after I finished, I pulled everything off and went back at it. All right, so I'll show you guys this in just a second. I wanna make sure that this is nice and dry because I don't want drops of water where I'm going to stamp the greeting or the music notes. And the reason that I did this water first is because I wouldn't want to stamp the memento music notes or the memento greeting and then spatter the water and have it make those bleed. So I did all of that stuff first, and then now it's safe to stamp the memento. So I'm going to just grab the card that I did yesterday. I think I have it handy. Maybe I don't. I don't even remember what color of card base that was on. I'll find it after. Oh no, it is here. I was looking for a black card base. Okay, so this was the one that I had previously done before the live. And then this was the one I did on the live. And the circle was pretty stark for this one here. So I went back in and blended it out a little bit better. So that was my my redo. Well, not a redo. I used the same piece. I didn't even peel it off the card. I just came in with some more water and blended that out a little bit better. Did you all know I would do that? The Zoo Crew stamp set and dies. Yes, I will bring them back in. They're so cute. I need to do a Zoo Crew class. Hi, Sandy. Happy Wednesday. I felt like it was Thursday. You're keeping me on track. All right, now my Stamparatus. I just need to locate where I set that down, and I probably left it in the other room. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so now I'm going to just put this, I want to just make sure, I've already stamped one of these. I am centering this kind of on these two lines here. All right, now I'm going to use my memento. And I'm actually going to throw another magnet down on there. Did you guys get extra magnets before they sold out for your Stamparatus? And do all of you own a Stamparatus? Is there anyone who does not have one or something similar? Now, you don't want these to clap together. That's for sure. I have done it. They can be hard to get apart. Sounds good. I will keep you guys posted. I definitely need to do a class with this one. These guys are just way too cute. Okay, so the reason I chose to use the Stamparatus for this is because I knew that I might not get that stamped nice and crisp. And this way I can just ink it up and go over that again. Oh, you missed out on the magnets. There we go. So now that's nice and stamped there. Now I'm gonna just put this away, and I'll put the extra magnet on the back. I managed to get myself an extra set of magnets, thankfully. Now hopefully they last forever. You put washi tape. I do need to put washi tape on them. If you put a washi tape tab on your magnets, if they do ever clap together, then it is a little bit easier to get them apart. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm just using my little bear. I'll bring the card back in now that I'm done with the spattering. And you want to be extra careful not to get halos on the outside of your stamp here. So I'm just inking that up, and then I check it to make sure I don't have any ink on the side. And I'm going to just stand, or this isn't going to work very well for me. I have stamped or aligned my stamp on my block so that it is upright. So the top of the music notes aligns to the top of the block. So when you're looking at it this way, you almost want to twist it. So I just made sure that when I put it on there, that it lined up that way. I don't often put my stickers on there. I prefer not to. Sometimes I leave them sitting on my blocks for too long afterwards, and so I don't like it when they stick too much to the block. So now this one, I just kind of nestled it around the front of him, but I don't want to stamp it right on his face. There we go. It's a little nerve-wracking when it's the clear mount, so the rubber, as opposed to the polymer. Alrighty. So now he'll just go right in there. Isn't that cute? I just love these characters. They're adorable. So that one's ready. I can go ahead and attach that with dimensionals. Just gotta dig them out here. Oh, sorry, that's a good question. Thank you, Janet. So the little music note is actually from this set. So it's got like the little confetti that go with the party animals, or just party animals. They're so cute. And then the music notes that you can use with the music characters, or any of them. You can, I don't know. I was going to put confetti on here just to add some detail until I noticed that we actually had a little music note stamp in the set. So I switched it out and went with that. I hadn't realized there was those cute little music notes. And I'm gonna bring this nice and close for you to see. They are like a sketched look. So they're not fully solid, if that makes sense. And I love that look. I think they're very cute. This kind of looks like leopard spots on the back. I like how sometimes we get chatting about what things look like that they're not actually intended to be. Like those little wieners from, was that from Zoo Crew? Yes, it was. The curtain tie backs that I think look like wieners. Go roast some hot dogs, or wieners for hot dogs. Would you guys color the bear if you were making this on your own? Or would you just leave it white? I kind of like the look, like the storybook kind of look of that. I know you don't. Oh, yeah. Did I answer your question, Amber, while I was explaining that about why I don't put the stickers on? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I find they then stick to the block too well and they're hard to get off. All right, so this is ready. Now we can start adhering some layers together. So this one I'm going to attach to this lemon lime twist. I keep wanting to call it Lucky Limeade. I love that color too. I still have some, that's no surprise. I probably don't need to keep it because it is quite similar to this. I originally started off with my panels as the lemon lime twist, and then I switched it out. All right, so now I'm going to attach these DSP layers. Look at that. Do you find it sad to glue over these cute little guys. There's no way not to, though. I wanted the boldness of this black and white pattern for this card. So it was what had to be done. But I feel like I need to make a card with that cute little raccoon and the balloons now to make up for it. I just love all the different themes of this paper, like the camping one. This needs to move over just a little bit. There we go. And then I also have the black crosshatch or whatever it is layer that I want to glue down to the front of the white. You guys probably wonder what I'm doing using so much Tombow instead of Tern tape. Sometimes I question that myself. Although it is super handy, I just need to line those corners up. I'm going to have to trim a little bit off this one. I've got a little bit of white showing on that end. So I need to just grab my little cutter. And I'm gonna move those guys out of the way. So you can see here, there's that little bit of white showing, and I don't want that there. There we go. So it's just this much, but if you clean those up as you go, then you'll have a tidier result in the end. Okay, and I'm not going to put this little thing on just yet. I'll put that on once I have these other layers on my card. So I can move this aside. I do need to grab the Lemon Lime Twist. Was there a consensus on that? Retro black and white paper. Oh, which paper is that? Save the critters. I have to grab the Lemon Lime Twist strip. It's just right here. I'm going to go for Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, so I'm going to measure this and see how big, whoopsie, this one is. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 5, or 2 pieces at 5.5, or sorry, 2 pieces at 2.5. And these are a 1/2 inch, but I think on this one they were maybe 3/4 of an inch, but that doesn't really make a difference because they're just going to be this little folding mechanism here. So if it's a little bit narrower, that's fine. This was actually just a scrap that I had sitting on the desk, so I didn't measure it for the width. I just needed something that I could put in between those layers. Lemon Lime Twist, perfect. Okay, I have so much old DSP too, but I did purge a lot of it. It's hard to let go of DSP. I am a DSP hoarder, and I have not peeled this film off of here. Okay, so I need to score this. This was 2.5, so I'm going to score at 1.25, and that's right there. Amy, if you're watching, this is where I grab the blade track from to lift it up. I find that is easier, and I think that's why this little groove is there, is so that you have an easier time lifting that as opposed to trying to, I mean, you can grab it from here. I just find it very easy here. Amy and I were chatting about this the other day, so excuse my little sidebar there while I try to give her that tip. Okay, so I have these 2 little pieces here. And I will also need that scoring blade back to score my card base. You guys can probably guess that my Simply Scored is in the other room, so I'm using my cutter instead. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. I want to score this at 2 1/8. This is the scoring blade, not a cutting blade, so just be aware of that if you don't have this cutter. 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 is what I'm scoring this at. So we've got just those 2 score lines. And now I am going to take, I have my 2 panels for the front. And you can see here that these little strips are hidden behind those two panels. So I am going to take these and some tear and tape. Got a couple of little dimensionals that came out with that. And I am going to tape this here. I want to line up. It's hard to see on the black without burnishing this. So I may have to burnish one just so that you guys can see and I can see where to line this up to. If you have a color that you can see this on without having to create the fold, that's great. But if not, no worries. So I'm going to do this at about the midline mark. This is the one where I peeled the tape off. And I'm just lining up this score line of the green piece here with the score line here. So that's going underneath, and then that way this can fold back, and that will be the little swinging mechanism for here. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. So I'm putting tape on just half of that, and then I've got the score line, and I am going to line it up to this one. There we go. So we have these two pieces that are taped down on this folding mechanism like this. They are, you just don't want these to be wider than this here because they need to hide behind there. So that's the trick. The amount that is going to be on the front cannot be, when you put the two together, they can't be wider than whatever you're going to cover them with on the front. Now, if this was a little bit too wide, I could just snip a little bit off of each end and it would still be enough to hold that down. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now we take these two panels and we're going to put them on here so that you don't see that green tab. Does that make sense? So now we can take this . How about this Deluxe Stamparatus mat? Did you guys get those before they were gone? That's another thing I use all the time. There's these things that you just hope everybody managed to get. And then now I'll attach this other one. I don't yet have a photo of tonight's project, so that'll be something that I'll do tomorrow. Can get a photo of it. I just don't like taking them at night. I still use natural light, so there we go. Now we have those two panels on there. I'm going to go ahead and burnish this fold here. Okay, and then you can see here where that's going to be the folding mechanism. Now I have the inside layer that's going to go right here. There we go. And you could go with a pattern here too. If you have lots of DSP, Sandy, you could totally add some pattern in here. I was trying to conserve my pattern. So in real life, you can see the texture here a lot more. I'm gonna bring that a little closer again. It's got that crosshatch from the 3D Basics embossing folders, but I wanted to add some interest there, but I didn't wanna have to cut into another of these black and white DSP pieces from the Zoo Crew. So that was my solution with this one here, is just to add texture that way. And I'm going to need to just burnish this outside one a little bit better. There we go. Now I'm going to attach this guy here, and how we're going to do that is I'm going to take another couple pieces of tear and tape, and you want to open up these two little tabs, put a piece of tear and tape. You could use wet glue if that's what you have, the Tombow, but because it is the folding or swinging mechanism, I want to make sure that it's adhered really well. And then we're just going to center. Now, actually, do you know what I should do? I'm going to cover up one of these. And then that way I can hold that one down while I center this, and it won't stick there till I'm ready. Now I can stick it to this one, and then I can reach in here and pull that backing off. There we go. So now you get this cute little swivel. Look at that. It's so cute. All right. Oh, you know what? I think I used Parakeet Party. Yesterday I thought I was using Lemon Lime Twist cardstock or ink, and I used Parakeet Party. And today I used Parakeet Party cardstock. That is too funny. At least it's green. What did the card that you were sent have on the inside? That one had cardstock as well. And she textured it with, this one's also from the 3D Basics. It has the one that looks like crosshatch. It has this one, and then I think a floral one. I haven't used the floral one yet, but she textured that as well. In my mind, before I went and got hers, I was thinking she had used another one of the pattern pieces that coordinates with this, but she textured it as well. All right. And then what did she do? She put a greeting there as the prop layer, which you could do as well. You could tie in another greeting and use that as your prop. I just wanted to use another cute little character. So now that I have this here, I just opened this like this and used that as my guide as to where I wanted to place this little piece here. I didn't want it exactly lined up with the bottom of this. I wanted a little differentiation. So I went a little higher, and then I just didn't want to go so high that it looked like he was higher up than the accordion. So I just kind of gauged it that way. And I'm going to double dimensional this. So the greeting or the little die cut's going to go on a dimensional, and so is the frog. All right. Usually I wouldn't double dimensional, like double deck or something on the inside of a card, but when you're using a prop like this, I think it's okay. So this is gonna go about right here, and this little die cut happens to be exactly the width of that. And then I'm gonna put this little guy, he gets one on the bottom of his feet, and then I need to double decker behind his head. So I've got two pieces of dimensional here. I am just stacking them to each other, and then I'll put that on him. And then this can go right here. So the frog isn't actually the prop, it's the little label. But yeah, this one needs a little bit of work right there. Isn't that cute? These little characters are just the cutest. So you've got the flattened version and then the propped version. So I'll stand this one up and you can see that propped up there. And I feel like this is like that gift card holder that I did for you guys last week, where you could use just about any theme, any DSP, and you like the options are endless what you could do with this cute little fold. It started off, I was thinking I would do, and I may still do it, the card that I make for my guests of In Color Club, I was thinking I might run with her In Color idea. This is the Pebbled Path from the In Colors. We're using the daisies for the first month, so I was thinking I might do something with the daisies and the In Color collections or the In Color collection, sorry, for their gift card that I make them. But I don't know yet if I will, but I immediately was like, oh, that's what I need to do for live tonight and use it with Zany Zoo or Zoo Crew. They're just so adorable. So there we are. That could be paper pieced. Yeah, totally. They're just so cute. I feel like you could do like a whole, thanks Linda, a whole series of these with the different themes, because we've got, I'll bring in the DSP one more time, and Janet, I'll still bring in that stamp set again. So I'm going to just move this over. We have the music themed sheet. There is the party theme sheet. Then we've got the little guys on wheels. So the little moped or whatever you call that, the scooter, the bicycle, there's all these cute guys. I love that one. the unicycle with the antelope or whatever he is, anteater. There's the creators, whether it's art or baking or knitting. There's that one there. And then we still have more. We've got the camping themed one. There are so many different themes. We have the dancers. And then I think there might be one more, or is that all of them? That might be all of them. They are so cute. There should be 6. I don't know if I listed 6 or not. I feel like I might have been missing one. But that is the card for today. Hopefully you guys like that. If you still wish to share, you're welcome to. At the end of the week, we will tally up all of the comments of people who shared. The prize will be one of these cards. And then if you decide to come back and create a card like it, and when I post the photo of this, then you can add it in the comments of that photo. I loved all the mystery stamping ones. If you guys still have cards for mystery stamping, please do add those as well. And I've been loving seeing them. It's funny that some of you use the owls. There was multiple people who used the owls and then multiple people who used the same paper that I did. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, if you're interested, oh, Janet, I'm sorry. I almost forgot to bring in the Stampin' Dies. So I'll bring those back in. And then just a reminder, there's that cute little lion from yesterday. So we have, for the dies, all of the animals here have a die cut for it. Some of them will coordinate with the DSP as well. But there's lots of characters in the DSP that don't have a die, but all of these ones do. And then you've got the curtain that you can do, like you can put them up on stage. You've got the tiebacks. This is a little stool that you could use for the turtle. There is the tiebacks for the curtains, or wieners as I call them. And then you have trees, a cloud, balloons, flowers, more flowers. I think this is a vase. And that looks like that's about it. Oh, there's a scalloped edge too. It's already in my tray of dies that get used all the time. It is right here. You also get a scalloped edge. So this actually is meant to be the little scalloped edge to make a stage. So you've got your two, you would cut this twice and you'd have the side panels and then a little scallop valance or whatever. Very cute. And then Louise, I'm not sure if she's here tonight, but I think it was Louise who said this would make a neat book die. So it looks like an open book. I think that's super smart too. And then your little greeting label. So the greetings there will fit inside this one. So that's the dies. And then these are the stamps. So you've got the little characters, 3 greetings, the music notes, and the confetti. The little party poppers or whatever you want to call that. And then of course the DSP, and there's coordinating ribbon. Let me show you guys the ribbon. I just have to open the ribbon drawer, which is beside me. I switched out most of my stuff today. Not all of it, but this is the coordinating ribbon. So if you get the suite, you also get the ribbon here. I want to say Flirty Flamingo. I might be wrong. And Lemon Lime Twist. But those are very cute too. All right. So if you are interested in the product shares, the registration form is on my page and you can still sign up for that. If you are interested in Color Club, that's the one where you'll get 1 color of the new In Colors a month for 5 months. You can still join that. And then I will have some class information to share with you guys too. Do the dies cut out any animals? Yes, some of them will. The little raccoon for sure. This one, I think actually all of them do. Yeah, all of the dies will coordinate with images in the paper too. It's just that all of the pictures in the papers don't have a die to go with each one, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. I always feel like so honored that you guys would take your time and come and craft with me, especially when I haven't been able to give a ton of notice lately, but again, hopefully I can get better at being able to have a regular time for you guys. But share if you'd like to. Just come back and comment that you did, and then your name will go in the draw to get one of the cards. And hopefully I can come back to you guys tomorrow. Ethan and I will sort out when will work for him with his work schedule. But he's excited to pick something to stamp with you guys. I was asking him if he wants to do mystery stamping with you guys or just stamp. So he'll decide if he wants to make it a mystery stamping or just hop on and create something for you guys. So thank you again for joining in, and I will see you guys again soon. Good night, everyone.